Peace everyone, this is your girl Nikisha with FavorFlowRestorative, where we unleash harmony, mind, body, and soul. So we're here feeding our demons, and let me introduce the book to you. We are on step 2. Okay, so if you have not seen step 1 or the introduction, I invite you to go back and look at the introduction and step 1, because step 2 may not make a lot of sense to you if you haven't seen either one of those. So let's go back to the misconceptions of what a demon is and why we are deciding to feed demons. What is she even talking about, right? Okay, so let me start off by clearing the energy. Okay, so first misconception, demons are something that is outside of us. No, demons are actually within us. They can manifest as several different things. They can manifest as fear. They can manifest as illnesses, depression, anxiety, trauma, relationship difficulties, addiction. Anything that drains us of our energy is a demon. It's not outside of you. It lives within. And so the purpose of feeding our demons is because many of us have been taught to destroy, conquer your demons, beat them down, get rid of them, leave them, and that's not a real thing. It doesn't really work like that, because energy is not destroyed. It's only transformed from one to another, right? You can only just transform or alchemize energy. You can't destroy it. So what do we do with it then? So that's what we're talking about. What do we do with that? So we already went over step 1. So step 2. Step 1 was finding the demon in the body. Okay. So once you have found the demon in the body and you have seen it, you've recognized its shape, you've recognized its color, you've recognized its texture, you've seen it, its temperature, you've seen everything about it. So in step 2, you just allow everything of your knowing. You just sit with it. And as you sit with it, then you visualize moving it out of your body. So whatever that is that, you saw created through tapping in, whatever it is that came up, you bring it outside of your body. And you allow it to be personified in front of you. And allow it to be a being. It doesn't have to stay a glob or whatever it is you saw. I saw a glob, okay? So it can be personified with limbs and a face, eyes, whatever. What do you see? And also notice the size. We didn't talk about how large it was, or maybe how small it was. Does it have a gender? Is there a density to it? Does it have character? And what is its emotional state? What does the demon look like? Like it's feeling like. And then if it has eyes, what is the look in its eyes? Okay. And in this step, you take time to see if there's something about the demon that maybe you didn't see before as you analyze it. Allow yourself to really get to know it. It's you. It's you. It's like you introducing yourself to another part of yourself. And we can't build relationships any other way. sitting and getting to know, right? And so the next part of being able to get to know someone is to ask questions. So then we ask the questions. We ask it, what do you want? It's there for a purpose. What is the purpose? What do you want? And then you ask it, what does it really need? Because we know the difference between wants and needs. So ask it, what does it need? And then ask it, how will it feel when it gets what it really needs? And once you receive that answer, then you know what to feed it, right? And in most cases, it's some type of embodiment of love. Maybe it's something that has been, classified as shameful, as embarrassing, something that's not easy to sit with, something that may bring up memories of a time that maybe was hard or difficult. But being able to sit there with it and speak to it and ask it these questions builds the relationship to make it an ally, because sometimes there's a yearning within us that we've just been so accustomed to giving to it. So even in step 2, as I think about it, I love food. As you can tell, I'm a thickums. But with that, was there an addiction there? And I have to admit, absolutely. Like, listen, I live in Texas and fair is here, and I'm like, I actually looked on the page and found out all the yummy stuff that they have, and I just had to sit it out and be like, not now though. That's not how I'm going to feed my demon. Not this year. Probably not going forward. It's a new life, right? It's a new lifestyle. So where I was feeding that thing with all the yummy foods, oh gosh, now it's starving out. Replacement behavior. What can I feed it now? What does it really need that I was giving it food? I was giving it all the things, right? But in that, like, what does it really need? And we're going to dive deeper, even when you look at it. Like, don't think that it can't have more than one head. Because one time I had a demon and it had 3 heads, but it was all coming from the same source. So ain't that something? You can have one thing that is a source of a demon within you, an energy within you, that can now spawn 3 other things. It's a real thing. So be real with yourself. When you see it and you gasp, you're like, oh, it's all good. We all embody them until they're allies. And then even then, we still embody. They're still a part of us. But recognizing what part of us they are is the place where the integration is the most powerful and the most potent. And in the place where it's like you're the most grateful for doing the actual practices and actually putting in the work. Because then once those things get flared up, they don't impact us the same. I don't feed my demon the way that I used to. Because we're all feeding it some way, shape, or form. It's already getting fed. But is it getting it fed in an effective way that makes you feel whole? Or is it draining? How it's getting fed is actually draining you. And for a long time, what I was feeding, it was draining. It may have been getting fed, but the work was draining. And a lot of the stuff wasn't healthy. It didn't make me feel whole. It didn't feel like wholeness. It came with guilt. It came with embarrassment. It came with shame. It came with needing to now have maintenance attached to it. Right? Yeah. Sober life isn't just about drugs and alcohol. Sober life can be about anything that drains your energy. Anything. And it's a part of our journey to figure out what sobriety means for us. So I really hope that this was helpful for step 2. So I'm going to leave this here, and I'm going to take us out and clear the energy because we done opened up portals and let demons in. So we're going to say that we love them, and we're going to close any portals that we opened, and we're going to integrate. Okay. All right. Peace, y'all.